Hi guys, in this video we are going to talk about accommodation, which is a pain point for most of the international students. So I'll show you different kinds of sources or different kinds of websites from which you can actually book the accommodation. So let's get into it. Firstly come the classical sources that are the website, for example Seloger, Studapart or Housing Anywhere. So I'll show you how these platforms work. So let's get into the Studapart. What you need to do is you need to open the website of the Studapart, and here as you can see you can actually go through the accommodation type. You can see the maximum amount of rent, you can select the area, then you can click any of the accommodation that you like. After clicking on the accommodation you can see the pictures, and you can also see the types of services they provide or the types of amenities they provide. You can also text the landlord, and that's pretty much it about the Studapart. But there is a catch in it, that French landlords require you to have a guarantor. So now who is a guarantor? You can see that a guarantor is a person who actually legally agrees to pay your rent if you are unable to. And as an international student, we don't really have a person who is actually residing in France and who would be willing to do that for us. So in that scenario, what we can do is we can actually use the services like Visa, which are provided by the French government. They act as a guarantor for free, but there is a loop in it. For getting Visa, you need to have Visa, and for Visa, you need housing proof. So what you can do is you can actually go to the website of Studapart, and if you go to the website of the Studapart, you can actually go to your profile, and you can see that you can actually book a guarantor from here. You actually need to enter the duration, then you can enter the maximum amount of rent you want, and then you can actually see how much you would need to pay for the guarantor. For example, here you can see it would be 249 euros for me, and I think it is kind of a lot as an international student. So you can actually escape it, and I can talk about I will talk about it in the further video. So now let's talk about little different kind of accommodation such as Crous and Cité International. So let me give you a little bit overview about what is Cité International. Cité International has different kinds of maisons such as Maison de Land, which literally translate as House of India, and they have different kinds of houses such as House of Spain, House of Morocco, and they provide different kinds of accommodation such as studios, colocacio. So let's take a day into it and I'll show you how it works. So here on the website of Maison de Lan, and when you click on the resident life, you can actually see the different kinds of fêtes or the different kinds of festivals happening, such as Fête de la City, Independence Day, Diwali, Holi. So you can actually get the sense of community and you won't really feel homesick, and you can actually see the different kinds of accommodations that are available. And in my opinion, it's pretty cool place to stay because you get different kinds of amenities and everything, but it is really competitive to get in. So for the September intake you need to apply in the April, so you can target for the next intake, and there's a complete application procedure for it, and I'm actually gonna make a detailed video about it. Now coming to Crous, which is a government subsidized accommodation. So it is believed that it is only for the scholarship holders, which is not true. It is true that scholarship holders get priority in that, but students like us are also eligible for that. So now let's take a look into the website of the Crous. So I'm here on the website of the Crous Paris, and I'll go on the accommodation. When you go in the accommodation, you look for I'm looking for a Crous accommodation, and click on learn more and scroll down. You'll see list of accommodations, and if you click on that, you can see different kinds of accommodations or different places that are available, and you can see the details about that. And that's about Crous. I can make a detailed video about that. And our last source would be rental agencies. So there are several rental agencies throughout the France which help you find accommodation, and you won't need to pay for guarantor in some scenarios. And you can also go for Airbnb. What I personally did was I went through with this agency, and as a result I didn't have to pay with the guarantor fees, and I didn't have to do all the hassle of the guarantor. So now let's talk about all the documents that you would need to submit to VFS for the accommodation. Firstly, you need to submit the rental contract. Secondly, you need to submit the proof of payment. It can be either for the security deposit or rent. Thirdly, in case you got a guarantor from the Studapart, you need to submit that receipt as well. And that's all for this video, and if you found this useful, please subscribe my channel, and thank you for watching.